we had Andy Vences from San Francisco against Jono Carroll from Ireland. Have you heard of Jono?
Yeah, and Andy too. He's always I
actually sparred with Andy back in the day.
Yeah,
and I told Andy like I wear Asics boxing shoes because of you. Like when I went out there to San Fran, I couldn't find those Asics shoes, and so I was like, "Yo, you got to tell me where you got those shoes from." One thing led to another, and that's the only thing I wear is Asics boxing shoes now. And he was in the fire meetings like what? I'm like, yep, because I saw you with some old school stuff that I love. And, I add a little porterweight the porterweight to it. And, I got all these different ASIC shoes now. But that, to me, was the boxing match of the night. Both those, every fight, every round was close. Both guys had really good boxing styles and everything it took to win the fight. I had Jono Carroll winning the fight 6-4. But it was that close where it could have gone either way. One judge had it a draw. But if you've never seen Jono Carroll at 130, check him out because it's something different about that dude. He's got he reminds me of the other Irish cat from over there who's retired now. He just lost to Jamel
Frampton.
Tahiri. Yeah, Frampton. He reminds me of Carl Frampton in terms of him being he can be explosive. He's not as explosive as Frampton, but he's got speed. And he's not afraid to punch a combination. He's in your face, in your grill. You hit him. He's got that Irish blood where he's like, come on, bring it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I say he's got the combination of having a good boxing style that's entertaining, but then having everything outside of the ring that's entertaining as well. So a lot like you were talking about Rolly being good for boxing. Jono is good for boxing. So make sure y'all check him out at 130. I thought that was the boxing match of the night. And
did Vences not let his hands go enough?
He didn't let his hands go enough.
Because that's always been he's a capable fighter, but
he didn't let his hands go enough. When he did step to the other guy, Jono, he released some good stuff, but just not enough, and it wasn't consistent enough. And the numbers reflected that. Jono outthrew and outlanded Vences to win that 130, and it was for I believe the WBA title eliminator. So. Jono is going to be dangerous.
His favorite sanctioning body.
Congratulations, he's the 15th.
I shouldn't have said that.
They just cut all the interim champions, Carson.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
Step in the right direction.
Allegedly.
No more interim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. There was something. Was that a tweet or something like that?
Yeah, they've been talking about well, yeah, sure.
Progress.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
Who was next? And who was next? David Haye.
No, David Haye fought before that.
And his homeboy, right?
Yeah, he fought. Yeah, and I'm not gonna hate on that show. So Triller is what it is. It's boxing, but it's
entertainment.
It's not. It's boxing, but then sometimes it's not really boxing. This fight, you did have David Haye. We know David Haye. Of course. Everything that he's done.
Yeah.
And the dude that he fought is a professional boxer, 9-0 at the point in time. But it ain't no David Haye 9-0. It ain't no. Mm-hmm. It ain't no. No real professional 9-0. And no disrespect to him, but it's levels. We all know that. And so when you consider the level that David Haye's on, you consider the level he's on. That fight's not supposed to be made. It was made. It happened. And David Haye said, "I'm gonna teach him a lesson round by round." And 2-minute rounds. I think they did 6 2 minutes, and for that duration, that's exactly what David Haye did. And the thing about that fight was I was like, okay, if David Haye wants to come back, he can do it. He says that he's been happy with retirement, never thought about coming back. This dude, I don't know if y'all know the story, but he having a party, dude got money, and he shows off. You know what I mean? Like that's his thing. And David Haye, there was a situation where they're asked who would win in the fight between them two, and I do the same thing. If you ask me who's gonna win, he said, nah, it wouldn't be a draw. Like I'd probably beat him. And the other dude's like, yo, I got this girl I'm trying to get with. Why don't you, dumb it down a little bit.
Right. Fair request.
But David Haye's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So one thing leads to another, and they get in the ring. And the fight really went the way that it went. One knockdown. But saying all that to say, David Haye looked good. He's saying he wants to fight Tyson Fury.
Nah, you ain't look that good.
He's saying he wants to fight Tyson Fury.
Ever in his career.
But here's the thing.
He's one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time, but
But
fighting a 6'9" heavyweight.
yeah, and then here's the other thing: when you got somebody that you can do everything you want to do against, of course you're gonna feel comfortable. Of course you're gonna feel like you can do it again, so on and so forth. And I don't mean to discredit him. Who do I think will win in a fight with David Haye and Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
You know, I think Tyson Fury's
Early stoppage.
Why there's never like, it's never a reasonable next step. Like when these things happen, it's always something crazy as hell.
You're
like,
right. You're
like
right.
he could have just been like, yeah, I'd like to, fight in my hometown. Just,
Yeah.
I want tight. Like, come on, man. But
He knows how to sell fights.
And I was gonna
he
say,
knows
that's
how to
what-
go after
Yeah,
the right guys
I guess.
and say
That's
the
what the
right
platform's
things.
for,
Right.
you know?
I guess.
And he is one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time.
Yeah, and again,
Against this dude, he looked
look like
he
the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna say the
Yeah.
greatest, but he looked like David Haye. Against this dude, he looked like the David Haye.
The David Haye of his prime.
Yeah.
Nice. I might have to watch that.
But
And
it's
then-
that. But it was that dude, you know.
Yeah.
And then
No
we-
resistance, and when you don't have resistance, you good.
And then another high level boxing shootout: Tito Ortiz and the Spider.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Tito still on the ground?
Did you watch it? Did you see
I
the
seen
highlights?
knockout.
I saw the highlight.
That's all I needed.
Is that even a highlight though? When when I watched it, I was like, "What the hell?"
I mean, if I knocked out Tito Ortiz, I'd definitely replay it a million
I'm
times.
glad, and shout out to the Spider.
So it's a highlight.
knocked out.
He finished him too.
Yeah, good.
It was the perfect punch at the right time.
Yeah.
First round, because Tito did not get comfortable.
No.
Was trying to be forceful and all that kind of stuff, and I think Spider prides himself on being relaxed and comfortable in the ring, and that's what he is, So he says, "I like boxing. I love the technique that you need for boxing." He says, "I love being able to prepare for boxing matches," and so my whole thing, especially when I'm talking to these other people who are in boxing, we had that discussion. I said, "Why are they picking boxing?" And so I'm asking these guys, why are you picking boxing? They all love the sweet science. And, the fans on here, y'all know what the sweet science is. And so I asked that question a couple weeks ago, like, why is it these guys are picking boxing? My thing is because the mano y mano, the fact that, you once you go in the ring, you can't turn around. You know what I mean? And these guys,
like Jogba that did that once.
oh yeah,
Which was
Maybe
hilarious.
the
It
other
could have
guy.
been
dude.
Jogba.
Right.
No, it was the other.
Nah,
guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was against
Yeah,
Jogba.
I just.
Yeah.
You don't know her name?
No.
Somebody
I can't
call
remember.
Ice.
It's-
Yeah.
I remember
Somebody
his
call
name,
Ice.
but
That was
That's the
hilarious.
memory.
What day was it?
Yeah.
And what year?
He's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
April.
Both sides of the
It
ring.
was a cool.
That was
Thursday
crazy
morning.
when he asked Sean that.
Right. He had to wait the way of them for you and everything.
Barometric pressure was.
He asked Sean some random questions and had to answer. I'm like, that was so random.
But let me say this: I'm
School me a little
very
bit,
critical of the event in total. Sure,
I ain't
but-
mad at you. I can tell that
yeah,
you are.
But I think if there's anyone that
Hey, he get one a show. We know how that
if
goes.
there's anyone that I may be the least mad at, it might be Spider. Like,
Yeah.
and he seems to be the most. He's like maybe the most reasonable to be fighting right now of those guys.
Out of the entire card.
Looks good. Has now beat Cesar Chavez Jr. and now Tito Ortiz. Good, happy.
Yeah.
Thank you for beating both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if anything, maybe any one of the greatest UFC fighter,
Yeah.
even somebody who's not familiar with UFC.
Yeah.
I know he's one of the greatest UFC
Yeah.
fighters of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I believe it was Curtis Harper.
Curtis Harper. Yeah.
Why you
Tip of
gonna
my
put my
tongue.
man?
Yeah.
Why you
I was
gonna
gonna
put my
say,
man
he
out?
pull his fan out. Did you pull your phone
Yeah.
out?
Shout out to
Okay.
Curtis Harper.
I ain't mad at you.
Hey, I didn't get to see which round. I just got the box rec, and
Yeah.
I remember the name enough.
Yeah,
I just needed
yeah,
to see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I just
I
needed
ain't
to
mad
see
at
it.
you.
Yeah,
Bing,
yeah.
bada,
I ain't mad at
boom.
you.
But yeah, Spider gets him out of there.
Oh, what do you guys think of this? Devin Haney, after the fight for Anderson Silva,
Anderson Silva.
tweeted that this guy should have been a boxer because he really could have.
He's always been nice with the hands
Yeah.
in the UFC.
You guys think he could have been world champion in boxing had he have began from the get go?
Had his first boxing match in 2013.
And lost, right?
I don't know.
I think he may have. I can't remember.
I just know he's, and that's the one thing that people don't know. Like, so why everybody's hating and or being judgmental and saying boxing's dying and UFC's taking over and MMA and you need to put better fights together, so on and so. Everybody wants to come to boxing. All of those MMA fighters, UFC, they want to come to boxing. You said it last week. Once you sign into the UFC, you can't just do what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
What's
A lot
my
of people
man's
don't
name?
know that.
Wait, is it
Dana White.
Dana White got you.
Wait, was his first fight in 1998? Is that what I saw?
1998.
Yeah, he lost his first boxing match in 1998.
Fought a guy 8-2. That's kind of tough to start your career.
I'm a little confused.
My years was way off.
I'm a little
I must have been
confused
looking
by
at
that,
something
to
else.
be fair. But yeah, no, I'm not sure. I guess to answer your question,
Don't be confused about that because that's how far back he goes with boxing.
Yeah, I guess I'm
1998.
I was confused because like that's just very random, and then all of a sudden he was this UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. It's tough, I guess, for me to like Monday morning quarterback it and be like, yeah, maybe he could have been because like, he took a path. He was one of the greatest of all time at that path. It's kind of tough. Like
he said, he started out in Capoeira, really, really early on. After that, he got into the martial arts, and I think boxing came after the martial arts, and then he started to kind of train in other arts as well. So he's
also not a jackass, to be fair.
100%.
Like
does
of all
not
the
seem
people,
like one at all.
He was just he's very cordial. He's very polite. He's very like.
I was like, this dude is the Michael Jackson of combat sports. Like he is just.
What type of comparison is
listen
what
to
are
his
you
voice.
Talking about?
This dude has the soft.
He got a weird voice.
He's got a soft.
Yeah, he does not.
He's got a soft heart.
Yeah,
and a very soft voice.
Yeah, he
talks
does.
like this.
Yeah, he does not have a very deep voice.
It's almost like Michael Jackson.
I didn't know what you
I was surprised the first time I heard.
I was like, yo.
Some people said he looked like my boy Radio Raheem, but
shout out to Radio.
I see
not
it.
in that picture.
If you take the ball head off,
if you squint and tilt your head this way.
Yeah, you got to close one eye.
But yeah, I think if anything, he was very professional. He didn't say anything crazy. He went in there, knocked out Tito Ortiz, who is a jackass, for lack of a better term.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.